Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, I'm in the living room because I have something to share with you guys that I can't really share with you. I can't move it anywhere, so I have to share it with you guys in here. But today, my mom ended up going to the thrift store. She found actually a ton of stuff, and normally, like, we go to the thrift store, we come across like one thing that we're like, oh wow, that's really cool, you know, or something like that. Today she actually came across a lot of stuff. Funny enough, our sprinkler just broke like last week, I think, maybe a little under a week ago, something like that. She found one at the thrift store, like same exact sprinkler, $3. So hopefully it works. But Jack ended up, I think what happened was the little gasket that's on it ended up getting stuck or something like that. And so when you twisted the hose on, we couldn't twist the hose back off. He actually broke the whole piece off, like that twists onto it. And then it ended up like, you know, like he still couldn't get the piece off. Finally, we had to get like pliers and finally able to get it off because it almost came to the point where the hose was almost like unusable because the piece was still on the end of it. So we ended up, like I said, my mom found that for $3. I was like, hey, that's cheaper than Menards. Like, you know, that's really good. Then she also came across, which I thought was really cool, this super vintage, is probably the 50s, which I'll probably get that and share with you guys. A like record, a kid's record, and it still has the sleeve. It looks like it's, again, probably from the 50s. It's like a little kids, like, you know, like kids songs kind of thing. But like, I'm all about vintage stuff. I love it, and like I said, I thought that was just, it was super cool. I'm not exactly sure how much it was, but normally the records are only like maybe $2 at most or something like that. And then she also ended up finding this really nice, again, too, I don't know how vintage it was, but it was like a baking dish with a lid. We have a smaller one, but we don't have the lid for it. We got it at the same thrift store. This one had a lid. I think it was $7 or $8. Then we also found, she found a little, still sealed in the package, a new little like small slow cooker, which was like a small, like 1.5 quart, I think it is, slow cooker, which is really cool because the one that we have doesn't have a warming function on it. This one does. So we ended up picking that up, and then, or she did, and then she also ended up coming across a glass measuring cup, because we had a 2-cup glass measuring cup. We have a 1 and a 4, and we also use our 2-cup measuring cup. However, we only have it in plastic, and I think the plastic one just broke. I can't find it, and I know I told her, I was like, we need to get rid of this and just replace it with a glass one. Again, too, I think she got it for like $2, which again, too, is like cheaper than at Walmart. So she was able to find that. But most amazing thing that she ended up finding is right down here. I'll share with you guys that in just 1 second. But from what I can gather on the internet as to how much it actually potentially could cost, is a pretty significant amount. So I'll share with you guys what she ended up finding in just a second. So it was normally pretty expensive, but she ended up getting it super cheap. So let me share it with you guys. All right, guys, so pardon the mess because this is currently in the living room because, again, too, where my mom wants to put it, which is upstairs in, use it as her like makeup table. It is currently under construction up there, so we can't put it up there, and she doesn't have room in her room right now for it. And again, too, we have all the furniture. Like, honestly, guys, we've been doing this renovation project, and I was thinking about it, between the downstairs and the upstairs is only about half. Like, half of it's dormered out and finished. The other half is just storage space in the attic. So when you figure that, the house in total, square footage wise, the upstairs is equivalent to about 1/3 of the square footage in the house, and everything up there had to be moved right now into the different rooms of the house and everything like that. And so, you know, like, we've got to squeeze things in places. I have a bookshelf of Jack's that's currently in my room that's going to go back in his room once this is done, but like, we had to clear everything out to do the renovation project up there, so there's not room. So again, too, that's why this is currently in the living room, because there's no other spot for it. But my mom found this vintage, and from what I can tell on eBay, I only found one other one that was the exact same one as this, and we can't figure out the maker. And it also, the one on eBay that was listed also didn't have a maker. It said unknown. But this desk, my mom got it for 45 bucks, which I think is pretty good because again too, it's vintage. Like this is really good, sturdy quality, and again too, it will work so well for my mom's makeup table upstairs. It matches her other pieces, like the wood color is the same as the wood color up, or for her like her set, which is going to go in her closet, which is where her makeup table is going. But she just has like a wood kind of table. It doesn't have any storage or anything like that. So this has got all kinds of storage that she can keep stuff in, and these are like smaller drawers, you guys can see, but then these ones down here are actually double drawers, like huge big double drawers that she can keep extra stuff in as well. You know, like makeup things and extra just like, you know, hairsprays and, you know, her even like curling iron products and things like that as well. And again too, it's got a little bit of, you know, like this is going to have to probably be sanded and refinished, the top of it, but overall in pretty good shape. I mean, there's a little bit of like maybe refinishing here, maybe again some of the stuff around there, but overall its legs are sturdy. It's like a very sturdy piece of furniture, and it's really nice. Like I said, kind of the way that it, you know, is like kidney shaped like that. I just thought it looked really nice too when she showed it to me in the picture, and I was like, oh wow, that's really, you know, again, really nice. I think there's a little bit, it's like the bottom part of this drawer in the back needs to be, you guys can see, like it needs to be maybe, you know, glued. So we might need to fix that up a little bit, and it's got a little bit of water damage in here, but overall it is in a really, really good shape. And like I said too, like this too, you can see looks like it needs a little bit of finishing up, and again too, on the top it's got a little, you know, somebody didn't use a coaster there. But like I was saying, it's just in really good shape as well. And like, again, a sturdy piece of furniture, but the way I saw it was, I was like, that would be awesome for your makeup table, and we can do like maybe a cut out piece of like either plexiglass or something like that over the top, because my mom's other pieces of furniture, they were my great-grandparents like dresser sets, which is what's going to go in her closet, kind of like her walk-in closet space upstairs. But she was also going to do her makeup table in there as well, and so with that, like I said, this matches her set as far as like the coloring and pieces go and everything. However, the ones that she has have got glass, like custom glass pieces over the top to protect the wood. So I figured again too, if she's gonna be using it for makeup, obviously probably gonna want to protect the top of it, but we can just cut out a custom piece of like plexiglass to go over the top of it, you know, possibly, and then just keep it again so that you don't get anything, once it gets refinished, don't get anything else on there as well. So while I was browsing, like I said, I found the exact same one on eBay, and again too, it wasn't sold already, but it was listed, and again too, maybe in a little bit better shape than this one is looking right now. Just because again it looks more finished than this one, but again, I found a lot of them that were kind of similar, but they didn't have the like legs. These actually have legs. A lot of them actually just sat flat on the ground. There were a couple similar ones to it, but I didn't find any that were exact same, like the exact same placement of like the you know, the types of drawer handles, you know, the hardware and that kind of stuff. But the one I did see on eBay, which again too, I don't know how accurate that pricing is, but it was about $800 listed on eBay. So again, I have no clue if that's the accurate price of this, but a lot of these more vintage desks, which it said that it was most likely made between 1900 and 1950s. So in about a 50-year age, you know, span was most likely when it was built. Again too, that is as accurate as I was getting from eBay, because it doesn't have a maker on it, so we don't really know for sure. But as far as that goes, it was again about, like, they had it listed at $800. And that was also for local pickup, I think. So that wasn't even including like, oh, well, because, you know, shipping it would cost a whole ton of money. That wasn't even, you know, like shipping was not even what the price or included in it or whatever. So like I said, that's crazy. If my mom got it for 45 bucks and it actually is around like an $800 desk. But like I was saying too, even some other ones I was looking at that were semi-similar to this do run in the several $100s range. So she got a really nice piece of furniture for a fairly good price. So like I said, I thought that was awesome. And then on top of that too, I was telling you guys, this was what I just, what she ended up picking up, this little vintage children's dance party record, which you guys can see on there. This is dated 1957. And it, I just looked this up, and again too, it's not sold, so I don't know how accurate this is, but they had none listed as sold already. But this one's a little bit easier to track. They had other ones that were similar, but they didn't have this exact one. Now, I just checked, my mom actually only paid 40 cents for it. They have it listed on eBay for $50+, which I think is crazy. That she only paid 40 cents for it, and it would return, you know, like price value at about 50 bucks, I think is crazy. Again, too, how accurate that actually is, I don't know, but that is really cool. And like I said, I thought it was, again, insanely cool that it still has like the actual, you know, like sleeve for it, along with, you know, actually, and it's in pretty decent condition too for being, you know, from the 50s, late 50s. I think is crazy. So like I said, I thought that was so cool. And it says it was only listed for 25 cents, and my mom only actually paid 50 or 40 cents for it. So the inflation hasn't changed too much as far as records go, apparently. But like I said, that was actually very surprising that it was listed so cheap, because it is clearly, like, if I saw this, I definitely know it was very vintage, and know that, you know, like, it would probably be worth probably a little bit of money just because of how old it is, and again, too, kind of the condition that it was in. But like I said, normally we've never really found anything too crazy. Again, super amazing at the thrift store, and this one specifically. But like I said, the things my mom kept coming up with and all the stuff that she was finding today was pretty awesome. So like I said, I thought that was so cool, especially in finding, again, these two things that, you know, I looked up, definitely retail at a pretty penny, compared to, again, what they ended up, you know, she ended up paying for them. And then again, too, those couple other things that she got that we just conveniently actually needed a sprinkler and happened to get one. And then also too, like I was saying with that that little crock pot, because we have, like I said, the same size one, but my problem is it doesn't have a keep warm function on it. And so whenever I go to use it, I either have to be cooking it or have it turned off, because if not, it gets too hot and like things end up burning in it. So I was actually very happy that she ended up finding that, so that we can use it for more things, you know, because it's like the perfect size for dip. My problem is that when I use the other one and I use low on it, it keeps cooking it. It doesn't just kind of keep it at, like, you know, a good, like, warming temperature. And so like I said, we have problems with being able to use it for, like, entertaining and stuff like that, because then if we forget to turn it off, everything inside of it's burnt. We've done that a lot of times. So like I said, I was very actually happy that she ended up finding that as well. And again, too, the baking dish, the really nice baking dish with the lid as well, is, you know, bless you. Dog is sneezing. So yes, then after she got back, actually, we went through the garden, bless you again, vegetable garden, and we ended up picking some stuff as well, which maybe I'll share with you guys a little bit more in tomorrow's vlog. But we ended up getting only a few radishes. A lot of them bolted, and I think it was because it was too warm so early on. Like, we were in the 90s in, like, what was it, April and stuff like that. It was super warm out super early, so I think that they were way too hot, because they're a little bit more of a cool weather crop. And so, like I said, they just got too hot way too fast. But we didn't even plant them till then. We didn't plant them until, I think, honestly, the beginning of June, which is a little late to plant them. But we did still end up getting a couple of them that ended up making it. Most of them, like I said, just kind of straight, like, up and bolted and flowered, and they were just kind of roots. There was no real, like, what's it called, radish on them. My mom pulled a couple beets, and she ended up eating those for dinner because she loves beets. And then we also ended up pulling out a carrot that we ended up using. It was still a little carrot. We ended up, my mom shredded it and put it over the salad that I made for dinner tonight, which was not from our garden. It was just salad stuff that we had that I got at the grocery store for this week. And then we kind of just looked around the garden, and our tomatoes are, like, huge right now, the plants, but everything's still green, because like I said, we ended up planting kind of late this year. But the whole point is that our construction project upstairs was what kind of took precedence. So, like, whereas when we went to my aunt and uncle's house the other week, we looked at their garden, like, everything in their garden was, like, pickable almost right now. Ours is still not really even at that point. Like, even the tomatoes, we really don't even have any red tomatoes. They're all green still, which are still usable. You can make fried green tomatoes. But other than that, we don't have much else in the garden. I've actually really wanted to try that though, because we have so many red tomatoes all the time. I'd love to try like fried green tomato like pie. Like that would be really awesome. We actually had to make them, I think in like my English class one year, you got extra credit if you made them and brought them in. And like then you could sample everybody's different recipe that they found like online and stuff like that. But it was from one of the books that we were reading, had I think that mentioned in there. And so it was like something we ended up, you know, like I said, everybody either got like extra credit who made and brought a pie in, or else too, it was just a day where we got to kind of sample pie. And it was really tasty. So again, I wouldn't mind maybe trying to see if we couldn't do that as well. But anyways though, I thought I'd share with you guys our cool thrift store finds for today. My mom's real cool thrift store finds for today. She wasn't even planning on going. She was gonna run to the bank and then she had one other errand to run, and she was like, I'm just gonna stop in at the thrift store. And then like I said, it was totally worth it, because like I said, this desk I think is super awesome. So like I said, once we get the upstairs finished, then it has got a lovely home to go to. But as of right now, it is currently sitting in the living room. So anyways though, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see y'all very soon, shiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.